I really hope that this inspires all the girls and boys out there because, again, I just really believe in, working hard and just knowing that when your time comes, it will come. And you might see other people.
I'm Megan Kernan, reporter for KSDK. We're inside the Muny where St. Louis native Kennedy Holmes is back on this stage, starring in her first lead role in Bring It On, the musical. I sat down with the voice finalist to talk about coming home, chasing dreams, and what this full circle moment means to her. You are from Florissant, correct?
Yes, I used to live in Florissant. I now live in downtown, but Florissant is still my home.
Okay, awesome. So talk to me just about you growing up at the Muny.
Well, I started when I was 10 years old. So I started as a Muny kid, and I had my first role as little Inez in Hairspray, which was so insane for me. And, it was a great first show to, I guess, opened me up to the world of musical theater. Because prior, I didn't really know much about the Muny until my friends, like my mom's friend, had recommended to us and said, Kennedy, you should go audition for that. And we were like, okay. And from then on, I've just been here at the Muny, started as a Muny kid, went to a Muny teen, and then I was fortunate enough to be in the adult ensemble. And then after that, I went to college, started, working on my craft, just trying to better myself and learn more from my amazing professors at USC. And then I was lucky enough to book Bring It On, which is my first leading role as Danielle. So yeah.
That's incredible. And bring me back to how many seasons have you done at the Muny prior to this?
Oh, I lose count. But I'm going to take an educated guess, and I'm going to say around maybe maybe 10, since it was 10 years ago, right? Let's do that math. It was 11, right? 11.
So this is your 11th?
Yes, I guess, yeah, sure.
I read that on the website, so I think that's,
11.
We'll go with that. So what does this show mean to you as your first and starring role?
This show means a lot to me, generally just because Bring It On, growing up, that was one of my favorite, movies, all of them. I would genuinely, on my old DVD, I would, play it all the time when we were taking road trips. And I've watched, I think, all of the Bring It On movies. So the movies in general are my absolute favorites. So when I heard that they were doing the musical here, I was like, oh, I have to show them that I can be Danielle. I am perfect for this show, and just wanted to show them that I can take on that responsibility. And being a part of this process has been so special to me, just because the people here at the Muny, the people that I've gotten to meet along the way, in the cast and the cheerleaders, they're just so sweet, and it's been a great process and such a loving, vibe that we've all brought here.
And I'm also a huge fan, seen every Bring It On movie.
Literally.
So what is it like because your role is Gabrielle Union's role in the first one, right?
Right. Yeah, so people say that, but I feel like it's a mix of Gabrielle Union and Bring It On All or Nothing with Solange's role as well. Because I feel like that Bring It All or Nothing, it kind of stems a little bit more to the show. The plot makes a little more sense in that way. But to, be like Solange or Gabrielle Union, it's such a fun role to play, and I feel like I'm bringing a little bit of myself into it as well, because I feel like Danielle, the character herself, she cares about her people, and she's very free, and she's on a path, and she knows what she wants. She knows who she is as well, and I feel like, that's how I am too, because I'm Kennedy, and I know who I am.
Yes, we love that.
Thank you.
So what does it mean to be back, just being back in your hometown, performing for a St. Louis audience?
I love being back home. I was at college for a while, and while I do love, being at school with my friends, I could not wait to come back here, especially during the summer. I always look forward to coming back to the Muny and just being able to audition, because, it is, like I said, it's a family vibe here. The Muny is home for me, and St. Louis is home, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yes. So when you first started out as a Muny kid, did you ever imagine that you'd be back here as the star?
I think when I started as a Muny kid, I just envisioned myself just being in theater. I think my goal was just to train, get better, just really be a part of the Muny family. And so I think my goal, of course, was like, I want to be up there on that stage like them, leading a show. Like, I want to be up there and doing that one day. And, you know, I'm glad that I waited till it was my turn to do so, because, you know, I'm a firm believer of what's for me is for me, and when it comes, you know. Don't got to rush into anything and don't expect anything from anybody.
How special has it been performing your song, We Ain't No Cheerleaders?
I love that song. Like, it's hilarious. I genuinely, that's probably, along with It's All Happening, has to be one of my favorite songs, just because, like, you know, it's me and my girls, Nautica and La Cienega, and we're just, you know, kind of telling her what we're not, because we're a dance crew, and don't get it twisted, you know, and I love that.
Exactly. What I learned from you is we already knew you're an amazing singer,
Thank you.
actress, and the way you danced, I was like, she has it all.
Why, thank you. I guess I got to thank my mother, Karen, for those dance classes, because, I mean, starting out, I did gymnastics actually starting out, so I can tumble as well, so I kind of had that in my back pocket. But when it came to dancing, I was a little nervous growing up, like, because I'd see these girls who were already, you know, amazing at dancing, and they would pick up on movements so fast, and I was like, I was very intimidated. But, you know, my mom kept encouraging me to keep taking the classes, and again, just like waiting for my time, because it's a process. You know, it takes time to learn how to pick up on things and, you know, to find your own individuality. But, you know, I did, and, you know, I love dancing, and I'm so grateful for it.
So let's talk about The Voice.
Uh-oh.
What age were you, and what season was it?
I think it was season 15, and then I was 13 years old. Little Kennedy.
And you ended up being a finalist.
I did indeed. Yes, I was grateful and enough to, you know, make it all the way to the end. And, you know, that was a minute ago, but yeah, that process in itself was a lot for a 13-year-old. But again, I'm very glad that I got to experience it, because it kind of prepared me for when things have to go very fast paced, and, you know, having to prepare a song in only a day, pretty much, before we have to record for B-roll and A-roll and all these things, yeah.
Wow. I mean, I wasn't here at our station, but I know just that we've covered you so much whenever you were on The Voice, because hello, of course, like you're from you're from St. Louis, and so we loved watching you then, and then to see you get fourth place, we're like, okay, she should win first, but we'll take fourth, okay?
Right, we'll take it,
Yeah.
You know, what's for me is for me. This is God's plan.
I mean, how was that experience? Did you ever look back at your time on The Voice and think like, wow, look how far I've come? You were 13.
I do look back on it a lot, and yeah, because it was a minute ago, but I do look back and I'm just like, wow, the things that I was doing at 13, I was like, wow, had a lot of dip on my chip. But I mean, the process itself, like, I had amazing people around me, because again, I was 13. Majority of everybody else was like adults, so like they already kind of had a lot of things figured out, and I think there was maybe only a few other like kids that were on the show with me. But you know, it was such a loving environment, although it was very intense at times, especially towards the end, because again, everything was like moving. Like you had to do everything in like a week, and then boom, you had to perform, and it was like, wait a minute, especially with the song that I didn't know. Sometimes, like, it was very frightening at times, but again, I had a village around me that was helping me, and, you know, I managed to get through.
Do you think that your time on The Voice helped shape you into your role as Danielle at all?
You know, I think a little bit. I think, of course, at least singing, that aspect of it, because I did have, you know, my vocal coach, Jennifer Hudson, and then I also had another vocal coach, Treylani Rose, I think was, yeah, who it was. And, you know, I think vocally they really helped me, because I was younger at the time. I'd only had a vocal coach like a little bit along the way that would help me whenever she could. But I mean, they really helped me when I was out there, and just figuring out how to sing things, because, you know, I wasn't quite used to, you know, how to use my voice in the proper and healthy way. So, yeah.
Who are the people in your life that, you know, support you so much, that, you know, help make it possible for you in this role?
I mean, My family, of course, got to start there. God, and then also just the Muny, my people here. You know, Tally Allen, Kofi Coleman, and you know, just everybody here, even Gabe back there. You know, so I feel like the Muny has been such a huge supporting role for me, and they've always had my back, and I just appreciate them so much. You know, my friends as well. You know, everybody that I've met along the way has just really helped me become who I am. You know, my professors at school as well. Like I truly feel like I have grown a lot, especially vocally and just, with my acting. Because I would say acting wasn't my strongest, suit growing up, but, went to school, which I'm glad I did. And, I learned from my amazing professors, and I'm feeling, a lot better. Of course, I still got a lot of room to grow, but yeah, I'm very thankful.
And I'm picturing your family, like you as a Muny kid, you as a Muny teen, but then to come and see you just dominate the stage now, I'm sure that's such a special moment for them.
It is, and they always come out and support me, and I'm just so thankful that everybody, because I've had so much family. I've had family flying out to come and see me, like from Texas. Just got to see them yesterday, so I have so much family that is just here and is so supporting, and I love them so much, and I appreciate them.
That's amazing. Do you hope, your story inspires other young performers from here with big dreams and just watching you in the seats?
I do. I really hope that this inspires all the girls and boys out there because, again, I just really believe in, working hard and just knowing that when your time comes, it will come. And to, you might see other people doing amazing things, but, not to think like, oh, I should be doing that, but just, hype them up, love on them and tell them, you're doing great and I'm so proud of you, but to just know that, I'm doing what I'm doing and I know my time will come when it comes. So yeah. And to also stay focused and never give up.
Yes, love it. What's next for you? I mean, what are your goals? Do you see yourself on Broadway one day?
I do. I mean, that is a huge goal of mine. I mean, right now I'm trying to finish college, of course, get that degree. But again, if Broadway were to, come my way, an opportunity, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But yes, Broadway. I would also love to make my own music someday. I would love to also get into TV and film. So, I want to do it all. So, the sky is the limit, and not even,
Absolutely, I do. Yeah, you are going to do it all, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to manifest it.
You do.
And I already am, so.
Exactly. Putting it into the universe. You
Right.
heard it here.
They know. They hear me.
Describe the Muny in one word.
Family.
Family. And what's your reasoning behind that?
Just because, I mean, even from when I was younger, like when I first started, because I think Hairspray was that was my first show, like in general, like my first musical. I had never done one before. And it was such a family here, and they were just so inviting to me, and everyone was so sweet that made it made the process a lot easier because I was 10. I was scared. I was like, who are all these people and what am I doing? But they were so sweet, and it just always feels like a family, like anytime I come here. And even with this cast, with Bring It On, like we all like hang out. Like I said, we're going to the pool later. Like it's like we're a huge happy family here, so.
Yeah. You can tell that, like you can feel that energy, that connection on stage too.
Yeah.
What is like a funny BTS moment or one of your favorite moments from rehearsal?
Let me see. Funny moment.
Or just something that sticks out to you?
Something that sticks out. Yeah, now I gotta think back. I'm like, wait, what did we do in rehearsals? Oh, I guess you could say, well, I did challenge one of my cast members to a handstand contest. I guess you could say that. And I'm not gonna say who lost because it wasn't me, but I did do that. And I'll be honest, I did lose. He's one of the people who does a lot of the break dancing in the show, and oh my gosh, they are incredible. And I should have known what I was up against because I would imagine their upper body strength is probably very up to par, whereas mine, I haven't done gymnastics in a minute. So, but I was feeling ambitious. But I'll challenge them again soon.
You were telling us right before about like your rehearsals. You guys were rained out.
We were, yes. So what I was saying was that it kind of felt like opening night was a bit of a dress rehearsal for everybody with a lovely crowd, of course. Just because during our not designer runs, our tech rehearsals, we got rained out, so we could only run act one with all of our costumes. So, but we trusted each other, we had each other's backs. So, we knew like we could do this, and we did. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, amazing. Anything else you want to add?
Oh, well, I don't know who's gonna see this, but I want to add that I just love everybody in this cast, and they're so sweet. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the best casts that I've ever worked with. We're like genuinely, we all clicked so fast, and like the cheerleaders, they're also just so amazing and so talented, and I do not know how they do what they do, because even when I got stunted up there, I was like, this is really high up, guys, and you guys are getting tossed in the air. I was like, I don't know how they can fly up there, but everybody's so incredible, and the creative team, like I just love everyone here, and I'm just so thankful to be able to put on this show for everybody and just to be a part of this story.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun and toasty.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to ask her about Lin-Manuel Miranda, who was here Wednesday night?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
What'd you say?
I didn't hear that he was here.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, well, yes. Lin-Manuel Miranda was here along with Tom Kitt and I think it's Amanda Green, yes. And when I tell you, we had no clue. Well, I think some people did, but I had no clue. All I was told was that there was some VIPs here. So, I'm just thinking, oh, okay, maybe some donors, just gonna do my show. And then he comes out after the show and I was like, oh, wow, I just did a show in front of all of them. But I was so excited for that moment. It was insane. Got to meet them, all of them afterwards, and got to take some pictures. So I'm just so grateful that they could come out and just see the show, and that we could do it for them, because I think they were talking about how the show doesn't get done often because of how insane it is. Like there's so many pieces that you got to put together, and I'm just so glad that we got to give it back to them.
That's amazing. Well, you're doing amazing things. St.
you.
Louis is so proud of you.
Thank you.
And you can do bigger things. I can't wait to watch.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.